Hey guys, this is Sandeep, and you're watching the third episode in the Behind the A-Pillar series of vlogs on Rev Atlas. So I'd like to start off by thanking you all for the really positive response that you've shown on the other two vlogs. Everyone has been asking questions, everyone has been watching it, everyone seems to be interacting quite a lot, and that is the primary purpose of this as well. To feel that you can connect with me, and you can, of course, you can ask me questions, any suggestions you have, or just about anything that pops into your mind. You can tell it to me in the comment section below, or reach out to me across social media, either through the Rev Atlas handle or through my personal handle as well. So we'll be doing videos perhaps thrice a week. I think that's a good place to start off with, and maybe on Monday, Wednesday and Friday I'll try to stick to a schedule and do at least 3 videos a week, if not more. And based on the content, if there's more content, it'll be great to do more videos. If there's lesser content, then maybe less videos, but I'll try to keep it at 3 at least. So in today's video, I'd like to start off by talking about Nokia. So Nokia, under the leadership of HMD Global, is all set to announce the 3 new smartphones running Android. So they are coming up with the Nokia 3, Nokia 5 and Nokia 6 in India starting from 13 June. So this is when they'll actually officially announce the devices and reveal the pricing, which is expected to be competitive. I mean, the Nokia devices have really good build quality and offer pretty good value for money, especially considering the near vanilla Android experience that you get at the price range. However, being the Indian market, it has to be a bit more competitive than the international pricing. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that. And so far the devices have been really promising. If you haven't seen our videos, the hands-ons of the device yet, please do check it out here. And it really is something different. And as a Nokia fanboy, I mean, growing up I had a huge number of Nokia devices, and I'm sure most of you had as well. It is really heartening to see Nokia make a comeback. I'm also quite excited for the Nokia 9, which has just shown up in a brand new Geekbench listing. The device is the flagship of 2017 for Nokia, and although they have just introduced the 3, 5 and 6 so far, the Nokia 9 is expected to be really good, and it's shown to be packing a Snapdragon 835 processor with 4GB of RAM. So apart from that, it's also expected to pack a 5.3-inch display with 1440p of resolution and has a dual camera setup as well. Now, Nokia devices of the past have always had great cameras, and this new Nokia 9 is also expected to be somewhat similar. I'm not sure whether they'll use it actually for optical zoom or whether it'll have a monochrome and RGB sensor like on some Huawei devices. But either way, the Nokia device should be really good, and I'm expecting big things from it, and it makes perfect sense for Nokia to introduce mid-range devices as of now. And speaking of Snapdragon 835, Qualcomm just announced a brand new charging technology called QuickCharge 4 Plus. So that was actually kind of fast, considering that most of the devices with Snapdragon 835 that was supposed to support QuickCharge 4 haven't even reached the market. So the Xperia XZ Premium, which we talked about yesterday, was just launched in India at a price of $59,990, and that comes with QuickCharge 4. So now this new charging standard called 4 Plus is essentially a better version of it, and it's not even possible to actually get this charging speed with a software update. The manufacturer basically has to meet 3 different requirements in order to get a compatibility with this charging standard. First is the dual charge compatibility. It has to be thermal efficient, and it also has to have a host of sensors that monitor both the charger connector as well as the phone's temperatures in order to prevent overheating. So I don't know why Qualcomm made this decision. I mean, it's obviously better that we get faster charging speeds, but considering that a few devices just came out with Qualcomm QuickCharge 4 and they can't do anything about it. I mean, Sony can't just go back to a drawing board and say implement this, because it is a hardware change. Perhaps the next device, the OnePlus 5, could make that, but I'm not sure whether it'll actually have 4 or 4 Plus. But let's see what they end up with. Apart from that, the only device right now which comes with the 4 Plus charging standard is the Nubia Z17 from ZTE, which has a 3200 mAh battery, and they say that you can fill 50% of the battery in just 25 minutes using this new standard. Now that too has just been announced, and it's going to take a while before it hits the market, and we're not really sure whether it's going to come to India or not, but it'll be interesting to see. And lastly, I'd like to talk about the Galaxy Note 8. So this is a device which has huge expectations. If you thought that people are expecting a lot of things from the Galaxy S8, then this is something that would, you know, cross the charts in terms of expectations, since it is following on the Note 7. So mostly the device will be similar to the Galaxy S8 and S8 Plus. Perhaps we'll receive a bump in terms of RAM, up to 6 GB of RAM, considering that there is a 6 GB RAM version of the S8 Plus also available right now. And you'll get the usual S Pen features, you'll get the waterproofing, you'll get the infinity display as well. But one thing that's still not certain is whether the device will actually have a fingerprint scanner at the back, or a fingerprint scanner that is housed beneath the display. Now, earlier rumors and many sources indicated that the S8 and S8 Plus 2 would have a similar fingerprint scanner located underneath the display. But I think technical reasons or whatever, they couldn't actually do that, and as a result we have a fingerprint scanner that is located at the back, and that too not in a really ideal position. So a fingerprint scanner beneath the display makes perfect sense and would work wonders if they actually got it implemented. Apart from that, the device is actually expected to come with Android 7.1.1 Nougat out of the box, which is again good. And last but not the least, the main thing I'm looking forward to is actually the camera. Now, while the S series always brings out a bump in terms of the hardware, when it comes to a camera, the Note 7 series or the Note series is the one that actually brings an improvement in terms of software and processing and UI and all those kind of things. But this year around, I think the tables have turned, considering that the S8 uses essentially the same hardware as the S7, while making improvements in terms of processing to improve the dynamic range, like the Pixel series itself. So now when it comes to a Note 8, they could possibly implement a dual camera interface like the one found on the iPhone, which has optical zoom. Now, don't get me wrong, I also like the RGB and monochrome concept of Huawei, and that even the OnePlus might adapt. But what is really good about the optical zoom is that you can get much better reach, you can get a forced perspective, and that really gives you some nice photos, and it takes really good portraits as well. And considering that the dynamic range is already amazing on the S8 and Pixel range of devices, I think that these two devices would make a lot of sense if they got a secondary camera that features optical zoom. And I don't know whether it's going to be 2x, 3x or whatever, but it does make a lot of sense as well. So that's it, guys. That's all I have to talk about for today. I'll see you again next week. As always, please do hit the like button, please do subscribe to our videos for more videos like this, and also make sure to check out a Galaxy S8 Plus review and all the other videos if you haven't seen it yet. If you have any comments or suggestions, leave them in the comment section below, and do get in touch with us over social media as well. Thanks for watching, and see you again in the next one.